Hello everyone, I am Paulina Ramos, and for my SWOT analysis, I will be doing the potential merger between Meta, Facebook, and as well as X, Twitter. So let's get started. So for the strengths of the two companies, we'll start with Meta. Meta, one of their strengths is a massive user base. Facebook does have enormous user base with over 2.8 billion monthly active users all around the world. This extensive reach around the globe is uncomparable. Not many social media platforms can compete with Meta. A second strength of theirs is data analytics. Meta has advanced data analytics that can provide deep insights into user behavior. These analytics can help optimize user engagement, content delivery, and advertising strategies, which helps the platform effectiveness in general. And then lastly, their ad revenue is another strength. Meta generates substantial revenue through target advertising. It uses a sophisticated advertising, which allows them to reach specific demographics based on user data, maximizing ad effectiveness and revenue potential. And for X, their one of their strengths is having real-time information. Twitter excels at real-time information, such as offering immediate update on news, events, and a lot of global trends. This real-time kind of nature attracts a lot of users since they are able to offer such a quick update. So many global social media users tend to run to Twitter for this. Another good strength of theirs is engagement. Twitter maintains a high level of user engagement through things like tweets, retweets, and a lot of trending topics. These engagement metrics indicate user participation and a lot of interaction, which is super vital for content virality. And then lastly, their global reach. Twitter has really established their name and have a strong global presence within a lot of users throughout the world. Um, its efforts in localization and language support um, its connection with diverse international audience, fostering global engagement and user growth. And now for the weaknesses of both company. Um, Meta, one of their main weaknesses is privacy concerns. Meta faces an ongoing scrutiny within society on challenges related to user privacy. Um, a lot of issues have arrived of data breaches and privacy policies, which have led to a lot of investigations and a lot of public distrust within the world, impacting its reputation and user trust. A second weakness is content moderation. Meta faces difficulties in effectively moderating user generated content across its platforms, which leads to misinformation, a lot of hate speech, and inappropriate content, which is hard to manage at that high level of reach within the world, which really truly impacts the user experience and platform reputation. And then lastly, they have a huge dependency on advertising. Meta heavily relies on advertising as its primary revenue stream. This dependence really exposes the company to risks associated with fluctuations in ad spending, economic downturns, and changes in digital marketing trends. And then for X's weaknesses, it would be user growth. Twitter has experienced slower user growth compared to many other platforms. This slow rate can limit their ability to expand its user base and compete effectively with other social media platforms. A second weakness is monetization growth. Twitter does face a lower advertising revenue per user compared to a lot of competitors. This monetization gap highlights challenges in fully capitalizing on its user base for advertising revenue generation. And then lastly, their platform dependence. They really rely on third-party developers for app integration and extensions. This type of dependency can limit flexibility in platform development and innovation, which truly hinders its ability to adapt. And now we move on to the opportunities that the merging of Meta and X would provide, starting with content sharing. Content sharing across these two platforms and ecosystems can significantly enhance user engagement and platform stickiness compared to other platforms. Users can seamlessly share content between Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. This integration encourages active participation across platforms and fosters a unified user experience, which that resonates on to a lot of people to be able to share on one platform, amplifying its reach and virality. This viral loop benefits both users and content creators, enhancing overall platform engagement. This provides users with a seamless content sharing experience across platforms, which enhances user satisfaction in the end. And then the next opportunity would be AI and VR integration. Exploring AI and VR applications can revolutionize user experience across Meta's and Twitter's platform, which allows for a more personalized experience, which can analyze user data to offer personalized content recommendations, news updates, and social interactions tailored to each individual person. This kind of engagement through virtual reality can provide things like an immersive experience with Twitter's real-time updates, such as live events, news coverage, and interactive social situations. This innovation attracts tech-savvy users and sets the combined entity apart in the competitive landscape. And then moving on to market expansion, joint efforts to expand into markets present significant growth opportunities for Meta and Twitter. Utilizing Meta's extensive global presence and Twitter's established user base, the combined entity can penetrate untapped markets in places like Asia, Africa, and Latin America. Tailoring these kind of platforms to local languages, cultures, can really help update preferences and adopt a lot new engagements in new markets. And that's to summarize everything. And now the threats between the two merging companies would be regulatory risk. Increased regulatory scrutiny poses a significant challenges between Meta and Twitter. This would show stricter data privacy laws and regulations, such as GDPR in Europe and CCPA in California, which would require robust compliance measures. And it would also do heightened regulatory focus on content moderation, combating misinformation and hate speech, which requires continuous updates and improvements, which failure to meet regulatory standards can result in penalties and a lot of user backlash. And then moving on to the second one, for technological changes, rapid advancements in technology require continuous investment and a lot of adaptation to remain competitive against other social media platforms. Keeping up with tech innovations, integrating them into platforms requires substantial investments in research. Failure to innovate can lead to stagnation and loss of competitive edge. And then moving on to the third, competition. The social media and tech industries are highly competitive, with numerous players vying for user attention and advertising dollars. So there is also a lot of competition with tech giants from Google, Amazon, Microsoft, which they have extensive resources and a lot of business portfolios, which poses a threat to the merging of Meta and Twitter. And to conclude this presentation, a merger between Meta and Twitter could create a powerhouse in social media with vast user research, strong advertising capabilities, and potential surgences in content sharing. and technological integration. However, they would need to address challenges such as regulatory pressures, privacy concerns, and competition. The opportunities lie in leveraging their combined strengths to innovate and to expand their market presence while migrating threats through strategic planning and adaptation. Thank you for listening to my presentation.